Hello everyone. It's been a while since I've posted, I think a month or so. I'm posting because I'm sitting here, I'm about to get up and get dressed and go to work, but I was just thinking because I I stand for justice, I stand for right, and I'm unapologetically black, I'm unapologetically me. But I realized just in with black pride in general. Um I'll even address because I made a post, and this is what struck it. I made a post regarding black women, how much they're beautiful, everything like that. The thing is, and I guess what happened was I thought about when I've made these statements regarding interracial relationships, which I'm totally not against, but it's always made to seem as if I'm against them because I always point out that you can't rule out safe self-hatred. And specifically, I speak to black people when they choose to marry or date outside of their ethnicity, because there is so much spewed about the hatred of black people by black people. Black men saying they hate black women and they're not worth anything. And black women saying black men are nothing but broke, low down, whatever. You have Moni Love, who just went on national television, and it was very, I was upset that she made the statement. I was very embarrassed because she really looked ignorant to me. And I believe that the networks loved that she did that. That's why they let her go on that rant when she was saying all black men cheat and just degraded black men. We had the situation where that basketball player was saying very degrading and demeaning things about black women. There was a viral video going around of a black football player who was saying only mixed babies over here, light-skinned babies over here, and things like that. Basically saying he doesn't want any black women, he wants other ethnicities to have mixed babies. So we see this going on, and then you have what's called the black doll, white doll experiment, which was done in, I believe, the 50s or the 60s, and then it was done again 50 years later, and the same results that was in the 50s and 60s came out when it was done like 50 years later in the 2010s. Where you have 6-year-old children of all ethnicities who all are asked various questions with a white doll and a black doll. And the results are the majority, if not all of those children, believe that the white doll is pretty, the white doll is good, the white doll is smart, and the black doll is ugly, the black doll is mean, the black doll is stupid. And all I say is when people enter into interracial relationships, I challenge black people. I'm not even dealing with other ethnicities because I'm realizing this issue with racism, prejudice, white supremacy. It used to be just black people having to fight against other ethnicities regarding it, but there are so many black people now that are so discombobulated when it comes to racism and white supremacy, where they themselves have become white supremacists. They themselves hate the black skin that they're in. And I challenge them, ask yourself, am I with this person specifically because they don't look like my mom or my sister or the ex-black girlfriend, or because I really love this person? I never was against interracial relationships, but I was one that said you can't rule out self-hatred as a reason of why you enter one, when there's so much evidence of it being in the black community, and it has been in the black community for a long time. But it baffles me too, because when we talk about Black Lives Matter, Black Love Matters, Black Couples Matter, things like that, there's such an uproar, especially from different ethnicities, but even in the black community, especially those who are into other interracial relationships, or they are very close with other ethnicities. They always challenge Black Lives Matter, Black Love Matters, Black Couples, and I've been baffled for a while about it, because the whole thing about black pride was never a statement that was just made out of the blue. It was a response to hatred that was directed at the black community. Everything was a response. White power meant we are white, we're over all of y'all. Black power meant y'all not over us, we got just as much power, if not more than you. And we're going to exhort that power to fight you off because you think you can come in and kill us. It wasn't, we have black power, we're going to take her over all of y'all. It was like, Y'all got white power and y'all think y'all gonna take over all of us, but we will fight back. That's what that was. And it's baffled me for so long, because even with the Black Lives Matter, you didn't hear too many people fussing when unarmed black men and black women were being abused and beat up and shot and killed by police officers, albeit white, black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. The police are the police. They have more, they're more about just once you're police, you police than anything. But nobody was really saying too much. And then when Black Lives Matter comes up, all of a sudden, All Lives Matter pops up. And I don't know, I was just thinking, I'm just like, why is everyone so upset about the response to hatred, but not upset about the hatred? And why make the response of self-love that is going against the response of hatred? Why is that being made to seem like that's hatred? Like Black Lives Matter is hatred and seclusion. I was listening to recording of someone who left a message from, I think the lady's name is Attorney Mosby in Baltimore, and was trying to make it look like she was biased against black criminals and that she was specifically just trying to free black criminals. And it wasn't that. She was trying to free people who had charges put against them that if they were white or Asian or Hispanic, those charges wouldn't have been as extreme as they are. She was trying to overthrow, or still is, corruption in the court system. There are more and more cases coming out about judges and prosecutors who were selling black people to the federal prison system. So they were intentionally trying to make these people guilty, or if they were guilty of a crime, giving them an extreme sentence that did not meet the crime they did, just so they can go into the prison system, and they were paid for it. Like, these cases are coming out, and what I'm not going to say upsets me, what irritates me is that the more evidence that comes out that racism is the backbone of this country, racism is the ultimate root of all the issues in the black community, racism is the ultimate root of black people's mentalities in regards to themselves, albeit financially, familial, career-wise, entrepreneurship. Regardless of all this evidence coming out, people still act like black people are just incompetent. Black people are hateful. The black community is one of the only communities that no matter what ethnicity you are, you can open a business in that community and your business will be patronized. You will hardly ever see. Black people are the most welcoming of other ethnicities in comparison to how other ethnicities are not the most welcoming to black people. And what I mean by that is a black person will welcome a Hispanic, an Indian, a Native American, an Asian, a white person, and you won't have to change who you are to be accepted. But black people, they'll be accepted in other ethnicities, but you have to change how you talk. You have to change how you walk. You have to like certain things. I've been in situations where we've been in rooms and they've asked, what's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? And black people will try to find the most white friend. Try to find the most, I don't want to say whitest thing, but most times it's that, the most whitest thing to say that that's their favorite, you know. You know what I'm saying? It's like they asked me, Corey, what's your favorite movie? I don't care what setting I'm in. My favorite movie is going to be The Five Heartbeats. But I've been in the rooms with certain black people where, depending on the crowd, they change their response. If we're around mostly white people, The Sounds of Music is their favorite movie. If they're around Hispanic people, they try to use some La Bamba is my favorite movie. You know, it's sad. But those are the black people that want to be accepted, and that's part of the acceptance. They have to compromise. I refuse to compromise who I am. I refuse, and I'm unapologetically me. Part of being unapologetically me is being unapologetically black. I was explaining to somebody not too long ago, because people say there's no such thing as talking white, talking black. There is a such thing. There is a such thing. If you notice, when women going off, they're doing, they get that from black women. They took that from black women. I think Godfrey was, he spoke on that. And then it is a such thing as talking white and black, because it's not necessarily in what is said, but how it's said. I was explaining to a person the difference between me and some black people is I do change what I say when I'm in a certain setting. So I talk Ebonics when I'm with my family and friends, but when I'm in a work setting, I'm not talking Ebonics. However, my tonality never changes. My how I talk is how I'm not saying, "Hi, my name is Cornelius, and I'm just so enthralled to be here." I'm not talking like that. My name is Cornelius. I'm happy to be here. That's me. But I've seen it. I've seen black people where they talk to me and they have a different voice. I don't know if anybody ever seen that Dave Chappelle skit where black people had been awarded reparations, and he did a skit as Al Roker, and Al Roker, it's like, "Hi, my name is Al Roker, blah blah blah," and they was like, "How are you feeling about your reparations?" He's like, "I'm gonna tell you something. This is my real voice." Because it's a lot of black people that do that. Because of course, it's a very strong intimidation of us and who we are, our voices, especially as a black man working. And if you're working in a white collar job, just your very presence is intimidating. They won't admit it, of course, but it is. But I was just thinking about how people hate black pride. Even black people hate black pride. You're called militant. You're called so many different things. I've been called prejudice because I speak on the self-hatred that is quite evident when it comes to interracial relationships. I brought up how hypocritical it was. I saw a lot of black women that was so excited that Prince Harry married Meghan Markle, which I'm always baffled on why America is so excited about what happens in England. I don't get that, because I'm sure England ain't excited about Donald Trump's, they ain't televising her wedding over in England. But anyway, but so many women were excited about Prince Harry marrying Meghan Markle, talking about, "Ooh, she won, she blah, blah, blah." And then when they found out the director Peele, I think that's his name, Peele, the one who did Get Out, was married to a white woman, they went bananas. Like, I can't believe this. How he gonna be? I'm like, but I thought interracial love was good. So it's like, oh, because it's a black man married to a white woman, it's an issue. But when it's a black woman marrying a white man, we winning. It's so blatant, but that was just my thoughts. I don't understand why black pride is so taboo now. And I think I do know why. I believe that's a part of the white supremacist movement, racism, where what's good is made to look like it's bad. Colin Kaepernick kneeling during the national anthem to bring attention to how silent everybody is about black people consistently being killed by police, unarmed black people at that, is looked at as being disrespecting this country. So in other words, what you're saying is we should stand, salute the flag, and just suck it up and take the racism. It's crazy. But you have black people who agree with these things. They be like, "Yeah, that's right, he should stand." It's trying to be accepted. But I don't know. Y'all can leave your comments down. Tell me what you think. Peace.